Táime Agunta Kildare. Today I am in Kildare, an area that is famous, of course, for its luscious green plains and for all of the history that goes with that. And I'm looking forward to hearing those stories from a local voice.
County Kildare has a long history of industry and barley crop farming that goes back generations. Set amid luscious farming and arable landscapes, as well as various water routes, Kildare offers plenty of walking, hiking and trekking opportunities. County Kildare is home to Monasterevin and to the Grand Canal, which at one time was a bustling industrial and passenger transport route and is now used for leisure purposes. Celine Byrne is a soprano from Kildare. She is recognised both nationally and internationally as one of opera's great stars and has performed in all of the major opera houses around the world. She was born, grew up in and still lives in County Kildare and is the perfect guest to show me around.
Celine Byrne, how are you?
Good, hey. So good to see you and welcome to Kildare, my home county.
I know, I've been dying now to get here because obviously so famous, the home of St. Bridget, the plains of Kildare. We'll have loads to talk about today.
And the walkway here, it's brilliant.
Yeah, this is new.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Okay, well we better get cracking.
Cool.
Today's trail starts at Monasterevin and runs alongside the Grand Canal to finish at Robertstown. The total route is 24 kilometres and takes around 4 hours. We're doing most of it on foot, but we're taking the final section by barge.
So we are in your home turf, your home county.
Yeah, in Kildare. Monasterevin, yeah, it's lovely. You know, it was formed in the 15th century by St. Evan, and the monastery was then, you know where Moore Abbey is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was given to the Moore family. Actually, Moore Street in Dublin is called after the Moore family. But
Oh, I didn't realise that.
Count John McCormack,
Of course, the
lived in
legend.
Moore Abbey, and I've done a few concerts there, so I know the place well.
The legendary John McCormack,
Yeah.
who was the quintessential sound, I suppose,
Absolutely,
of the
like the
20th
gramophone.
century, yeah.
He was all his recordings on gramophone and everything.
So two great singers from Kildare, huh?
That's it. Go on, you
There
good
you
thing.
go, there you go.
Oh, the kayakers are coming, look.
I know, it's great. It is actually, it's so lovely to see the canal in use like this, isn't it?
Yeah. Have you ever kayaked?
I have, actually. It should be our next date now, Celine.
Really?
We'll go for a bit of a kayak, yeah.
No, I don't think so. I'd rather get in there now and swim.
Yeah, well, listen, either or. So definitely a different perspective from what we're getting there in the kayak, isn't it?
See the wheel on the top, like
Yeah.
years ago, that would have been a drawbridge and a pulley, with a pulley system, yeah.
God, it is just so peaceful to be walking by the canal, isn't it?
Oh, I love it. It's so nice.
What I didn't realise before I came here and I was doing a little bit of reading is that actually there's a really strong history of distilling and whiskey making in Kildare.
Yeah.
I suppose it's no wonder because the land is so good.
Well, when we passed by here, the distillery here, up here, it's like 200 years ago, that would have been a storehouse for barley and wheat. And a lot of barges came from Dublin.
Yeah.
Especially from the Guinness storehouse and stuff, all the way to Shannon. And when we get to Robertstown,
There you go.
my granddad used to work on the barges.
It's funny, isn't it? Like, we forget the function of the canals, really, because, you know, they're kind of maybe not as important once the trains came into play in Dublin, but they were so integral to
Yeah, because they
people,
brought a lot of people, yeah.
people moving around and goods moving around and to how Ireland worked, you know, in the 18th century.
He's coming after us. I love the way that this is now, this new Blueway is actually kind of giving us a chance to actually go back in time, so as to speak. But also, you know, I think it's brilliant that we can go on the canal again. And I think with the Blueway, to walk on the canal and cycle and, you know, go back to that kind of way of living is nice, because people are getting out more, which is brilliant. Like, I lost weight and I'm out walking more and everything like that.
Well, it's definitely a new perspective on the canals, isn't it?
Aye. I'm getting near at home now.
Oh, are you? Well, there's a
Yeah.
lot of action going on here, I think.
Yeah, it's double lock, so it's not that many. There's not that many double locks on the canal.
Okay, so explain that to me.
So you have a system here where normally one lock opens, and it's just basically a double lock, so the two locks are opening to let the boat go up.
I understand,
Because
okay.
the water level has to rise for the boat to go up.
Okay, and there's a steep drop, so
Yeah.
have to do it in inclines.
Here, will
okay.
we sit down on the swing beam
Okay.
and have a look?
We're sitting on a lock, which you say is a big pastime of yours.
Yeah, well, this is lock 23. My favourite lock is lock 3, which is in Naas on the canal. And during COVID, I used to walk a lot and cycle a lot at the canal. And actually, when my dad was diagnosed with terminal cancer, the first thing I did was get on my bike, cycle in and sit on the lock. And I just like the peaceful just element of it. And when I was growing up, my dad used to bring us to the lock and used to sit us on the swing beam and get us an owl utarocha. And when my kids were smaller, we'd get like a takeaway or something like that. And I'd bring them to the canal and I'd put them up on the swing beam and they'd have a little picnic. And yeah, so it brings back a lot of memories, nostalgic.
That's lovely. That's a lovely memory to have of your dad and
Yeah.
your kids. And
Yeah, it's nice.
Being outdoors is a great way of processing emotions, but you're a musician.
Yeah.
So you kind of have also another way of processing emotions.
Yeah, I mean, for my singing, my art form, it's a great way of expression. So I love the fact that I love my job. I love what I do. I've always loved the stage. I've always loved performing. I never thought it would be a career. Actually, it was something that was kind of, I thought that would never happen because I thought growing up, because I'd had no idea of classical music, I thought the only way to be on stage was to be a West End star or something like that. And you have to be able to sing, dance and act, and I can't dance. 2 left feet. So I think for me, singing has always been an escapism. I think it was a hobby to develop into a career because I studied music, went on to do my master's, then I did competitions, winning the Maria Callas in 2008 International Sing Competition. And then from there, that gave me a platform to be invited to different concerts. And then, yeah, one thing led to another, and I love what I do.
In Ireland now, we all love to sing a few songs, but that's usually
Yeah.
when you're in company or whatever. I mean, what you're doing is totally different from that, and I don't think a lot of people, know maybe first of all the work and dedication that goes into that, but also
Yeah, work hard.
yeah.
But also as well, when you're saying that, like in Ireland, and you go out and you go and sing a song, like I remember when I was training and everything, and my dad said, like, oh, she's studying voice and all that, And then I'd go up to the pub and he'd say, sing a song there, Woody, because my nickname is Woody. And I'd be like, what'll I sing, Dad? And he goes, whatever you want. So I'd sing, I'm your baby. And he was like, no, a real song, a real song.
A real song.
So none of that.
Well, what's the,
But,
when he
he
says
was
a
very
real
proud.
song? Yeah.
Oh, he just wanted, an Irish song or
Yeah, an
a
Irish
bit of
song.
Danny Boy. He loved the old Danny Boy. Oh, Danny Boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the flowers are dying. 'Tis you must go and I must bide.
Now, we're heading to Robertstown, and I know you have a big tie to the place, but what
Yeah.
would you think about getting another little perspective on this walk and heading on this barge? What do you think?
I think that'd be great because I don't like walking. Hi, how are you?
I come on board 52
So tell me about your connection with Robertstown and, of course, the barges.
Well, my great-grandfather and great-grandmother, Pat and Rose Byrne, were originally from Robertstown. Their house is the first house, the little cottage beside the school that's still there. And my grandfather, William, their son, was one of 10 children who was born in that house. And as he grew up, along with his siblings, they worked in the local hotel. And he worked there, but he also worked on the barges. So he unloaded barley, rye, wheat. He worked for Guinness Storehouse. And then he also worked on a farm where my grandmother also worked, and they met on the farm. and then they moved to the Heavey farm in Cara, subsequently had their family of 11 children, one of which was my father, and then we grew up on that land and we built all on that land as well. So it all rooted from Robertstown.
Okay,
and
so
we're nearly there.
You're a true-born Kildare woman.
Aye, you take the woman out of the bog, but you can't take the bog out of the woman.
Well, there you go. You're equal parts bog and opera. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. Here I am, look, on a barge in Kildare, on my way to Robertstown. And last week I was on a boat on the sea in Kusadasi. And I'm just as happy here as I was last week. And this is just beautiful.
Celine, we're pulling into your ancestral home. So I want to know, what was your highlight from today's walk?
I loved everything, to be fair. I loved everything. I loved the chats. I loved meeting you. I loved chatting with you. But if I was forced to pick something, I think it would be when we were at the double lock. I really enjoyed it at Lock 23. It was just really nice, very nostalgic, and yeah, I enjoyed that. Thank you so much.
Oh, well, thank you so much. And you've stolen my favourite thing, because my favourite thing was listening to you sing Danny Boy. That was gorgeous.
Oh.
I'll be singing that in my head now for the rest of the week. Or Míle Míle Mágat for a great day.
Na backlash, go Míle Mágat.